Once upon a time, in a small village nestled among tall, silent mountains, there lived a young man named Marco. At 24, Marco was constantly restless. His mind was a relentless storm of thoughts, a turbulent sea where waves of memory and worry crashed day and night. He found himself tangled in regrets about his past and consumed by anxieties for his future. This endless mental noise stole his peace, making sleep a distant luxury and leaving him perpetually tired. Slowly, almost without noticing, Marco forgot how to smile. His mind had become a prison of his own making, and he didn't know how to find the key. One day, a whisper of a story reached him, a tale of a secluded village hidden deep within the hills. It was said that a wise old man lived there, a man who had once been a renowned psychologist in the bustling city. He had guided countless souls toward peace and clarity. But as age settled upon him, he chose a life of quiet simplicity, surrounded by the embrace of nature. Travelers, weary from their own inner storms, would sometimes seek him out for his wisdom. Hearing this, a tiny spark of hope ignited within Marco's heart. Perhaps, he thought, this wise man can teach me how to quiet the storm inside. With this newfound hope, Marco packed a small bag and embarked on a long, arduous journey. He trekked through rugged mountains and followed winding, dusty roads. After many days of travel, he finally arrived at the tranquil village. There, he saw a small house, its walls draped in lush green vines and blooming flowers. On the porch, an old man sat in serene stillness, his eyes gently closed. He radiated a profound sense of peace, a calm deeper than any Marco had ever witnessed. Marco approached cautiously and spoke in a soft, respectful voice. "Grandfather, my mind is restless and never stops thinking. I yearn for peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes, and a warm, knowing smile spread across his face. "So, it is peace you are looking for?" he said, his voice calm and gentle. "Come with me. I have a small task for you." He led Marco into the yard and took a glass, filling it with water right to the very brim. The surface of the water trembled, threatening to spill with the slightest movement. Handing the fragile balance to Marco, the old man said, "Walk from here to the edge of the village, and then return. But remember this one rule, do not spill even a single drop." Marco was surprised by the strange request, but he accepted the challenge without question. Holding the glass with both hands, his focus absolute, he began to walk. The village path was narrow and alive with activity. People bustled past him, shopkeepers called out their wares. Dogs barked in the distance, and children ran and laughed, their games spilling onto the road. But Marco saw none of it. His entire world had shrunk to the shimmering surface of the water in the glass. Every step was deliberate, slow, and careful. His mind, for the first time in years, was completely absorbed in the present moment. Finally, he returned to the old man, his heart filled with a quiet sense of accomplishment. "Grandfather," Marco said, breathing a sigh of relief, "I did it." "Not a single drop was spilled," the old man nodded, his smile deepening. "That is very good," he replied. "But tell me, did you see the children playing on the road? Did you hear the dogs barking or the merchants calling?" Marco looked puzzled. "No," he admitted. "I didn't notice anything at all. My focus was entirely on the glass of water." The old man's eyes twinkled with wisdom. "And that," he said softly, "is the secret you have been searching for. When your mind is fully anchored in the present moment, there is no room for past regrets or future fears. While you were focused on carrying the water, your restless mind became silent. You weren't thinking about yesterday. You weren't afraid of tomorrow. You were simply, completely here." In that instant, a profound understanding washed over Marco. This was the peace he had traveled so far to find. Peace was not some distant treasure to be discovered. It was already within him, waiting to be uncovered by living fully in the now. Marco bowed his head in deep respect. "Grandfather," he said, his voice filled with gratitude, "now I understand. To calm the storm in my mind, I must bring myself back to this moment. This is where true peace resides." The old man smiled one last time as the sun began to set, casting a warm golden glow over the earth. Birds chirped their final songs as they flew back to their nests. Marco began his journey home, but he was no longer the same restless young man who had arrived. He had learned the art of quieting the mind. And now, peace walked with him, a constant and gentle companion. If you enjoyed this story, please show your support by liking and sharing it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this one. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you in the next story with new lessons to explore. Until then, stay well and stay peaceful.